Okay, so today we're looking at geometric series. So our learning intention is to gain the knowledge in how to calculate the sum of a geometric series. So we'll be able to use the formula Sn, so the sum of n terms is equal to a multiplied by r to the power of n minus 1 all over r minus 1, which is also in our formula sheet. Yeah, so here it is. So the first one, right, we're going to use this one, yep, when the absolute value is greater than 1, right? And we're going to use this one if r is a fraction. Yep, and so that's when r is a fraction, or when the absolute of r is less than 1, we're going to use a multiplied by 1 minus r to the power of n all over 1 minus r. Now, where I should state where a is the first term and r is the common ratio. Okay. Let's do some example. All right, we want to find the sum of 10 terms of the geometric series of 3 plus 15 plus 75 plus, right? So in this situation, a is going to be 3. We've got to find our common ratio, r. And that's by doing the term divided by the previous term. So 15 over 3 is 5. In this situation, we want n is 10. Now, as r is bigger than 1, right, we're going to use this formula. Okay, so a is 3, r is 5, n is 10 over 5 minus 1, which is 4. Okay, if you plug that into the calculator, so we've got 3 times 5 to the power of 10 minus 1 over 4. Plug that in the calculator, we get 7,324,218. Okay, let's do another example. We want to find the sum of 8 terms. So in this situation, n is going to be 8. All right, a is the first term, which is 8 as well. R is the common ratio, and we find that by doing 24 divided by 8, which is 3. Okay, 3 is greater than 1, so we're still going to use, I should really actually write that. We're still going to use this formula, a multiplied by r to the power of n minus 1 over r minus 1. So the sum of 8 terms is 8, r is 3, n's 8 minus 1, over 3 minus 1, which is 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. If you plug that into your calculator, we get 26,240. Okay. Let's evaluate this geometric series 2 plus 10 plus 50 plus all the way to 6,250. All right. So we know that a is 2. We know that r is 10 divided by 2, which is 5. Okay. We don't know what our nth term is. We know that Tn is equal to 6,250. So we really want to find out what that n is. And we remember that Tn is a r n minus 1. Okay, so if we've got 6,250, a equals to 2, r is 5, and we want n minus 1. Okay, so 6250 divided by 2, we get 3125 is equal to 5 to the power of n minus 1. Now, in the previous video, we could figure out what this is in terms of 5 to the power of. So we can find 5 to the power of 8, too much. 5 to the power of 6, too much. 4, too little. So it looks like it's going to be 5 to the power of 5. Okay, so n's going to be 6. Alternatively, we could take the log of both sides, which means that I can bring this index n minus 1 down. I can divide by log. So log 3125 over log 5 gives me 5. Yep. So n would be 6. Okay. Now that having done that, I can now find the sum of this series, this geometric series. So Sn equals, now r is greater than 1, so we're using this formula. So the sum of the first 6 terms is 2, r is 5, n is 6, so 5 minus 1 is 4. So 2 over 4, so half of that is 7,812. Okay. Same kind of techniques here. So A is negative 3, R is 6 divided by negative 3, which is negative 2. We want to find what n equals. So 384 is equal to A multiplied by R to the power of n minus 1. So 384 divided by 3, or negative 3, is negative 128. Alright, I'm going to use my log rules. So the log of absolute 128 divided by the absolute of 2 is equal to n minus 1. So log 128 over log 2 equals 7. So in this situation, n is equal to 8. Now note that you can't take a log of a negative number. Okay, so it has to be the absolute. Okay, so therefore, as r is less, the absolute of r is greater than 1, so we're going to still use this formula. Okay, so a is negative 3, r is negative 2, n equals 8, so 8 minus 1, all over r is negative 2 minus 1, so that's negative 3. Okay, so really it's going to be negative 2 to the power of 7 equals, oh no, sorry, just going to fix this a little bit. So it's negative, that's, sorry, that's going to be negative 2 to the power of 8 minus 1. Which gives me 255. Okay. Here's our last example. We want to find the value of n if the sum of the n terms of the series of 11 plus 33 plus 99 is equal to 108,251. Okay, so a in this situation is the first term, which is 11. R is 33 over 11, which is 3. All right, we want to find what n is, but we know that S of n, so the nth term is 108,251. A is 11. R is 3 to the power of n minus 1. So and that's 3 minus 1, which is 2. So I'm going to double that. $216,502 divide by 11. Going to add 1. Okay, I want to find what n is. So once again, if I take the log of this, means I can bring that n down. So n's going to be that divided by this. So log of my answer over log 3, I get n is equal to 9. Okay, and that's it. Good luck.